In this video, we will see the working of center tap full wave rectifier. This is the circuit for center tap full wave rectifier. It consists of two diodes which are named as D1 and D2 and a load resistor. As in case of half wave rectifier, here also the input AC voltage is given to this rectifier circuit with the help of a transformer. Here the transformer is center tapped. The transformer is center tapped in this circuit. So here if the voltage is Vm, suppose, then what is the use of this center tap transformer is it produces two same voltages with opposite polarities. That means here if it is plus Vm, here it will be minus Vm. So this is the functioning of your center tap rectifier. It will produce two equal amount of voltages with opposite polarities. Now we name this terminal as A and this as B. The two ends of secondary of the transformer are named as A and B. Let this be diode D1 and D2. Now this RL is connected between this center tap of the transformer and the two negative junctions of the two diodes. Wherever these two are connected, to that junction we connect our load resistor. This is the input waveform, the input AC voltage waveform. Now let us consider what will happen during positive half cycle. How the circuit will work during positive half cycle of input voltage. We know that this we call it as positive half cycle and this is called as negative half cycle. This is positive, this is negative. So whenever there is a positive voltage or during the positive half cycle, let us assume that this end terminal A is at positive potential and terminal B is at negative potential. Always the center tap will be at ground potential or 0 volts. Now if you see the connection, here for D1, positive incoming voltage is connected to positive of the diode, negative of the diode is connected to ground potential or 0 potential. So therefore D1 is in forward bias. Now if you observe this diode D2, negative potential or voltage is connected to positive of the terminal, positive of the diode, negative of the diode is connected to ground potential. So therefore we can say that D2 is in reverse bias. Now diode D1 will conduct and D2 will not conduct. That means there will be no current flow through the D2. So how will the current flow? The current will flow through D1, then through this RL it will flow from right side to the left side. Please observe the direction. This arrow, the current will flow following the direction of these arrows and hence there will be some voltage across RL, and we know that the shape of this waveform or the voltage will be same as that of the incoming voltage. So during this positive half cycle there is some voltage developed across RL which is due to the conduction of D1, which is due to the forward biasing of D1. Only D1 will allow the current to flow through it. So I get some voltage at RL. Now let us see what will happen during negative half cycle. During negative half cycle, what will happen? The incoming voltage is negative. So these two terminals, this is terminal B, will change or will reverse the polarities. The polarities will get reversed compared to the positive half cycle. During positive half cycle, A was at positive potential, B was at negative potential. Now here what will happen? A will be at negative potential, B will be at positive potential. So again here D1, if you see, negative voltage connected to positive of the terminal and positive of the diode, and negative terminal of the diode is connected to ground potential. So now D1 is in reverse bias, and if you see D2, positive of the voltage is connected to positive terminal, negative of the voltage connected to negative of the incoming voltage, or it is grounded. So therefore D2 is in forward bias. So therefore D2 will conduct current and D1 will not conduct current. So the current will flow through the D2 along the direction of these arrows, and then it will flow through RL. Now if you observe the previous case also, the current is flowing through the RL in same direction, whether it is positive half cycle or whether it is negative half cycle. So therefore we get a unidirectional current. So that means there is a voltage across RL during negative half cycle also. So during this negative half cycle again we have some output. Again during positive half cycle, D1 is forward biased, D2 is reverse biased. Again there will be some voltage across RL. So again I get some output. During negative half cycle, D1 is reverse biased again and D2 is forward biased. Again I will get some voltage across RL due to the working of D1, D2. So again I'll get some voltage. So therefore we have output voltage during positive half cycle as well as negative half cycle. The complete waveform is being utilized, or we have a output voltage during the complete cycle of the input AC voltage. Hence it is called as a full wave rectifier. And as I explained, during positive half cycle as well as during negative half cycle, the direction of current through RL is same. Hence here also we are showing the direction to be same during positive half cycle as well as during negative half cycle. Now here also, if the efficiency is measured using ripple factor and rectification efficiency eta, this is denoted by R, this is efficiency eta. In order to calculate these two, we know we have to calculate the RMS value of AC component by the DC value, which will give you the ripple factor. For rectification efficiency, you should know the DC power delivered to the load by AC power from the input. By calculating these four quantities, we can calculate what is ripple factor, what is rectification efficiency of a center tap full wave rectifier.